Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we are distilling a full-on masterclass in color grading down into a simple but really powerful blueprint that you can use on pretty much any video project you've got. Okay, let's just dive right in. Take a look at this. On the left, you've got that flat, kind of washed-out log footage, straight out of the camera. And on the right, a rich, vibrant, cinematic final grade. The difference is just, it's stunning, right? Night and day.
So, what if I told you that you could get this exact kind of transformation on any clip, day or night, in under 15 minutes?
It's not some kind of magic trick, I promise. It's not about memorizing 1,000 different complex settings. It's all about following a repeatable, universal workflow. It's a blueprint. And what makes this whole thing so powerful is that it's not a one-off trick for one specific shot. It's a process that works on almost any clip because it's all built on a logical foundation. So let's break down that blueprint. We're going to tackle this in 3 super simple phases. First, we build the foundation with all our technical corrections. Second, we get artistic and apply the creative grade to create the actual look. And third, we add that cinematic polish with some professional effects to really make it pop. All right, let's jump into phase 1 and see how this all builds. The whole goal here is to create a clean, perfectly corrected canvas that we can work from. So we're starting with what's called log footage. Think of it like a digital negative. Yeah, it looks washed out and kind of gray, but that's on purpose. It is packed with all the juicy information we need in the shadows and the highlights. The very first thing we do is apply something called a LUT, or a lookup table. All this does is it instantly translates those flat log colors into a natural, normal-looking baseline. It's our starting point. Next, we've got to balance the exposure to set our contrast. We'll gently lower the shadows, what the pros call lift, and that's going to add some real richness and depth. Then we'll pull down the highlights, or gain, to make sure we don't lose any of that beautiful detail in the brightest parts of the shot, like the sky. Okay, with that solid foundation in place, now comes the really fun part. This is where we get to create the whole mood and the style of our shot. A really simple adjustment to the color temperature is such a powerful first move. For this day scene we're looking at, we'll just add a little touch of warmth to really enhance that feeling of sunlight. Now this is awesome. This slide breaks down one of the most popular looks in all of cinema. We're going to push our shadows towards a cool teal or a blue, and then push the highlights towards a warm orange or yellow. This color contrast creates this incredible instant depth. You see it everywhere for a reason. Our grade is almost finished, and it's looking great. But these final touches, these are the things that really separate a good grade from a truly great one. So to get that dreamy, kind of atmospheric look, you could just use a standard glow effect. But here's a pro tip from the source. Use a more professional effect called halation, and this just illustrates the difference perfectly. It creates a much more realistic, film-like bloom right around the edges of bright objects. It's a beautiful touch. And for the final step, we're going to add just a little bit of film grain. This adds an amazing texture, and it can make that super clean digital footage feel way more organic and a little less sterile. The 35mm 400T preset is a fantastic starting point.
Okay, so you've perfected the look on one clip. Amazing. Now get ready for the ultimate time saver.
This right here is the core principle that turns color grading from this long, tedious chore into a fun, creative process. You do not need to repeat all those steps for every single shot. In DaVinci Resolve, it is so easy. You just grab a still of your finished grade, that saves it to your gallery, and then you can literally just drag and drop that grade onto any other clip that was shot in similar lighting. It is that easy. And this blueprint is super versatile. For a night scene, for example, the process is exactly the same. Correct, color, polish. But your creative choices are different. You might boost the shadows to see what's hiding in the dark, or use the color temperature to create a creepy, greenish horror movie feel. The system still works. So here's the big takeaway. A powerful system like this doesn't limit your creativity, it unleashes it. By handling all the technical steps in a consistent way, you are totally free to focus on what really matters, the mood, the feeling, and the story you want to tell. So now that you have the blueprint, what will you create?